Hello, my name is Raymond Garchevsky, and this is coming to you from my home here in Cave Junction, Oregon. Tonight is a letter from a Christ to all Americans. It arises from a reply, comments made by an individual named Larka Sojourn to my YouTube video, A Letter to Elaine Brown. Truth is not welcome in a land of deception. This is my reply to Larka. Larka indicates, "Your best yet, Raymond. The truth never needs servicing. The lies of deception always need servicing. Full stop. My mind has been on the plight of a young Australian woman, Schapelle Corby, who is sitting in an Indonesian jail for a sentence of 20 years for the dubious marijuana charge. She will never have children, her life and her mental health vanquished, because she was a convenient political sacrifice, like Ed and Elaine. Elaine need not despair. Her sacrifice is also on many minds." My reply to Larka was thus: Larka, in my view, the people of these United States of America must get the despair and sacrifice of others in their stand for freedom out from within their minds and into their hands. No further thought is needed. Action is needed. I don't know which is worst, stupidity or cowardice, while spineless Americans hunker down in their homes in fear, awaiting the next pronouncement by a system which excuses war crimes of past presidents, and fraud committed by present presidents, who sign pieces of paper which will take everything away from them, including their lives. I can only shake my head in sorrow that I have chosen to be part of this country, America, in this lifetime. I understand that this is the satanic power that has enslaved civilized mankind, because the average man lacks divine awareness, direct perception of truth, and goes along to get along. But those of us with spiritual sight can't save them if they are not willing to save themselves. We are all sons and daughters of God, that spirit of divine intelligence. No man is superior to any other man, but for the satanic illusion which binds the intellects of such men. Obama is such an example. He's a spiritual example, manifested through the power of Satan and its illusions. How is his signing a piece of paper which will kill millions in the coming days be considered to be lawful and well-intentioned? The American people who will stand for this are nuts. Plain and simple nuts. One cannot reach people who are nuts. They can only be dealt with by destroying them, and that is what their law of mammon government is intending to do to such useless eaters. They have it all bass-ackward. Death is a release from the hell that they are living, and merely a respite to return at another time, another experience, another opportunity to regain their eternal sense of divine awareness, their fall from grace. Life on earth is merely a spiritual reform school, at which they are failing miserably. They look to slick-talking, entertaining, manipulative, satanic sellouts for pandering and flattery, to tell them how bright and wonderful they are while they are being fleeced. The sad part is these sheeple know that they are being fleeced, yet do nothing about it. They know damned well they live their daily lives under a cloud of fear, distrust, discontent, and misery when left alone to experience the man or woman they have become because of their satanic-induced stupidity. They are blind to the lessons that I, this living Christ, have brought them in standing down the Oregon and American court system. I prove to the American people that the fictional satanic laws of Mammon have no jurisdiction over any son or daughter of God, any living, breathing, flesh and blood, sentient, natural man or woman who follows God's law, which is do no harm, and not Satan's law, which is anti-life and slavery-oriented. As former U.S. President George Bush once said, the U.S. Constitution is just a goddamned piece of paper. So do I, Raymond Ronald Karczewski, this living Christ, declare that any and all executive orders signed by another man, any other flesh and blood man who has lost his soul and consents to operate as a fiction of the fictional government which declares war on its people via martial law. He declares war upon his masters, the sovereign American people, is just another instrument of hell, and just another goddamned piece of paper. Even their own law of Mammon states clearly and openly for all to see in Cruden versus Neal, corporate administrative rules, regulations, and legislation do not apply to non-corporate natural people who stand in common law and in full legal capacity as one of the sovereign people. The law states there every man is independent of all laws except those prescribed by nature. He is not bound by any institutions formed by his fellow man without his consent. That's Cruden versus Neal, 2 NC 338, parentheses, 1796, close parentheses, 2 SE 70. Does anybody get it? I mean, does anybody out there truly get it? Obama is where he is presently, and holds his office, even though through fraud, deceit, and trickery, at your pleasure, the sovereign people. He works for you. You are not his slave, his chattel, to be disposed of through his declaring war through martial law on you, the American people. You folks rail because I call you ignorant from time to time, stupid and cowardly. Look at what is unfolding today. What the hell would you call it? I am one man, but spiritually I am all men. I know that, but you don't. They, the government, may kill the body of this one man, but they shall never accomplish killing the spirit and soul of this one man. They had such an opportunity to do so when they falsely incarcerated me, and I told them at the time that I would either walk out of their jail a free man, or they would carry me out a corpse. As you can well see how it all turned out when fantasy and illusion came face to face with truth. That is the spirit of a son of God, a free man, a sovereign who follows God's law. The laws of Satan, Mammon, are based in satanic illusion. They have no jurisdiction, no power over such an holistic man or woman. Quake in fear no longer. All you've got to do is snap out of it. Break the satanic hypnotic spell that binds you. Break the satanic chains of mind control that enslave you. And get on with living the life that you were meant to live. To the rest of you codependent, miserable human beings who are destined to meet your ignoble end as useless eaters, I, for one, shall not shed a tear for you.